fine. You're welcome, really. So rather than dealing with the problem, we would see ourselves as the problem and then we'll just keep fighting. The way we were always settling made me know that it was going to get better over time. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, I'm also new on this space, so hi. I hope you stick to the end of this video and like, share, subscribe. Okay, and if you're not, you know how we do. It's your girl. So in this video, I'm going to be having a conversation, a heart-to-heart conversation with my husband about marriage, and especially why I didn't want to get married at all. But in this video, I'm also not going to be looking at you. Yes, I mean you guys watching. I'm going to be conversing with my husband, who is my director by the side. So just it's going to be a conversation.
Director,
so
we
just
no pay.
I hope you stick around and just watch to the end. Thank you.
So yeah, tell me, before we got married, how was it?
We used to fight a lot, and before we got married, it was almost like we were married already because she gave me hell and I showed you hell. So, and we definitely didn't understand like so much now that unlike now. So I would say that it was quite chaotic and I didn't want to get married. But it wasn't just because of that I didn't want to get married.
But do you think that it was because of maybe we didn't have better understanding about each other? Because I know that we were in love with each other, but there was something that was just not clicking.
Yeah, I would say that we didn't understand. And right now, knowing who we are now, I think that we were always fighting each other than fighting the problem, dealing with the problem that we were having. So rather than dealing with the problem, we would see ourselves as the problem and then we'll just keep fighting and just, you know, having lots of quarrels, even when we don't want to, but it's just because we were in our way. And then it was the problem in our way and we couldn't see it. We just would attack each other.
What was the main reason or reasons why you didn't want to get married?
Hmm. I Number one would be it's what I heard about marriage, just having friends or having people that are older than you, even parents or like old people, elderly people that have married before, and they'll be telling you, my daughter, marriage is not easy. Oh. See what I went through. This one is combating this or blow. Give this one punch in the marriage. Another person is just having like very deep issue. This one is saying that one. People were divorcing and stuff like that. And so I think that really affected me. At least I knew that okay, marriage wasn't rosy. I think that was a very good thing to know before I got married. But at the same time, I think it just affected me because I felt like it was going to happen to me. And based on the fact that I didn't want to put my head down, I wasn't going to submit. I wasn't to be fair, at that point, my mind was, "Oh, what am I submitting to? I mean, I know where I'm headed, so I don't need anybody to press me down. I want to do things on my own and stuff." So I already knew that I was going to face some quanta, some problems inside the marriage. So I would say that was one thing. Number two thing is I didn't know why I wanted to marry. So while my mom and family members were like, "Oh, you've reached the age, oh," and they'll be trying to like hook me up and trying to find out if I have a boyfriend or something like that. Even all the boyfriends I had, they'll ask me what I want with them or what I want, like what exactly I want out of the relationship. I'll definitely say marriage, but to be fair, I didn't even understand marriage. So I didn't think that that's where I really wanted to end up. I don't know if you understand. I didn't understand marriage. Marriage was a bit scary. So it was like that's one phase that, oh, you need to be very prepared for. And I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. I didn't know what it was about. So I would say I was really scared about the word marriage itself. So that's another thing. And number three would be that I wanted to be established to an extent before I delve into marriage. So I wanted to like I already had plans for myself at 25. I want to be this at 24. I want to do this at 26. I want to have achieved this, and none of them actually happened. So I just knew that maybe marriage was going to come like when I'm 40 or 45. So, and I was fine with it, to be fair. I wasn't one of those people that were worried that, I wasn't getting married or I wasn't seeing guys or I might marry late. If I marry late, fine. If I don't marry late, that's fine. I mean, I didn't care about it.
When we were dating, what was your scariest experience that made you to think that you don't think that this will work?
We're, we're always fighting. And we're fighting about things
When we
that
are together or when we are apart?
okay, for the most part, we're apart. For the most part, we were apart. We had there was long distance relationship, and I think that really tested us a bit.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think it was long distance relationship that made me realize that I think I think I know what marriage is, and even if I am going to get married, at least I'm a bit prepared. Unlike when you were around, it was just like I didn't know what I was doing. It was like just dating and that's it. I don't know if you understand. So our long distance relationship really tested me and made me feel like I was going to get somewhere with you. But at the same time, that was the worst time of our that was the worst time of our relationship. I won't lie to you. You stressed my life.
You stressed me
No, you
too.
stressed me. You stressed me, babe. Ah, no, 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 no.
But the thing is that long distance actually made us to be stronger in a way because we've actually found something during the long distance.
Yeah, I think that I realized you're kind of person, and knowing that okay, so we brought out a lot of issues. That really just made me realize that okay, this is who you are. But guess what? When I told you about these things, remember I told you about it. I said you're not making me do what I want to do when you're not around, like just be free and stuff. And I remember that you listened. I think that was one thing that made me feel a bit comfortable to like proceed with you because it was easy for us to just let go and say, I'm done. So many times we did it actually, but we came back. However, the fact that you understood and you started to align with how I felt made me feel a bit comfortable. So I would say that um, you listened, and that's what made me feel comfortable.
We were apart when I traveled.
Mm-hmm.
What were you holding on to that make you to think that it might work?
That's a very dicey question. I would say that it was God. I've always just held on to God, So let me just tell you the truth. God is the only reason why, and God is the only reason why I stayed because He showed me signs that you were the one for me. Not obvious signs, but because I'm a bit discerning and I would disturb God to the very end until He shows me, until I'm very clear about something. And so it was easy for me to just know. He spoke to me. That's just it. I heard God clearly so many times that you were the one, and I didn't want to believe it. I said, I was showing, God was telling me that you were the one. I was telling Him that you are not the one for me. 2020 was when our relationship was really, I mean, that was the decider moment for us if we're going to go on or not. So I would say 2020, I rededicated my life to Christ, and um, more so, I also encountered God in a way that I mean, His voice became so clear to me and stuff. And so, you were one of the first people or first persons that I remember God clearly told me this one. There was no sign or symbol anywhere. It was definitely I heard God clearly, and I gave Him obvious reasons. But those reasons, I mean, looking at it now, if I had just followed my guts, I definitely would have missed out on an amazing man like you. Let your head not sweat too much, sha. But I mean, it was God that told me and just clearly helped me, and I was satisfied hearing God's voice saying that you're the one for me. And I saw it along later. I started to see it, but that time I did not see it, so I trusted God.
I know you say that you are done plenty times. So what is the what is the
Really?
main highlights that you are like, I'm done with this relationship. I don't think I'm going to go further.
I would say just before we got married, that was when I said I was not going to get married to you again. And I didn't want to get married. I think I was very scared at that point. But guess what? It was, apart from the fact that we were fighting and stuff, we were really always fighting. But that didn't I still the way we were always settling made me know that it was going to get better over time. But what made me feel like I didn't want to go into it was just nervousness. I had this marriage fear because she had proposed to me then. So I had serious, I don't know what was going on with me, but I was very tensed. And so whatever we were fighting about now heightened it and made me feel like, this is a sign that we're going to kill ourselves. We're going to kill each other in this marriage. Oh my God. So I started to just talk to people and tell them, I don't think I'm ready to marry again. I remember talking to my mom and telling her that I'm not sure about marriage and stuff. And she would ask me, I'll just be like, oh, because we're always fighting. And she's like, is that all? There's no other reason. So you want to just miss your prime because of fight. Like, what exactly is the issue? Don't you guys settle things like that? And I'm like, oh yeah, we settle, but I mean, just that marriage fear really just made me sit back, and I was like, nah, this is not for me. Marriage is not for me. Maybe dating or cutting for a very long time, but marriage is not for me.
How big of an impact has God played in you changing your mind of not wanting to get married to getting married?
Oh, that's a lovely question. So you see, now I'm a bit calm. That's a very big question actually. So like I said, I really heard God, but because God knew that I needed like more conviction. Like I said, that it was too clear. But even when I was going to like tell people that I heard God, you know, many people have heard God about concerning who they were going to marry, and he ended up not being the person for them. So that was my scare. As much as I knew I heard God very clearly, like I said, that was like the first time I was hearing God so clearly about something. However, I was scared that, is it my voice? Is it my head? Is it because I'm in love with you? I just wanted to be sure. So I needed like more, like, um not opinions, more convictions that you were the one. And funny enough, I mean, I remember my mom also playing a part. I mean, God used her to talk to me even when I think she said she was going to pray about you. And then when we spoke, she gave me reasons, and everything just aligned. I remember that my family members just having that peace with you at the end of the day, it was just brilliant, because family really plays a big role. If they don't like you, then there's a problem. Even when I've heard heard God, I mean, well, why is my family having issues with accepting you? So I'm going to consider that. But then they didn't. Talking to my pastor, and my pastor was like, no, you don't want to miss out on this man. This is your man. And then I was like, okay, I've heard God through me, through people around me that meant a lot to me, and they were not biased. They were very clear with me. And I remember them still asking me that if I'm not ready, telling me if I wasn't ready, I should give it some time. And then I was the one who decided to go in.
Okay, do you have any regrets
Regrets about what?
about getting married?
No.
Any?
I mean, I can't, no, I don't have any regrets. Yeah, regrets are very thick. and deep. So I don't have any regrets. Of course, we still have those our little bits of issues, but I don't have any regrets. I love you, and I'm happy that I married you.
Hmm. Oh, you're welcome.
You're annoying. You're welcome, really. See, oh my
I love you
god.
too. I love you too.
Say it clearly.
I love you.
I love
too.
you too. So why didn't you just want to show in my video? You know, at some point you're going to show in my video, right?
Yeah, some point.
Why did you repeat it?
Some point now. At some point now, I will.
Okay, guys, so we've come to the end of this video of why I never wanted to get married. But I hope it was a good conversation, and I'll try to do this as a series, so we'll probably talk about marriage in this regard. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, thank you.